The Resident Evil camera system is actually relatively easy. And just for clarification, we're talking about the original Resident Evil with preset cameras based around the level design that follow the character rather than a traditional third person or more recently first person. But we are doing the original, and it is relatively easy to do. Now we're actually going to create a new level for this, just not to mess with our horror level that we worked on. So let's go to Content, Maps, Level, or instead of just creating a level like that, let's go ahead and hit File, New Level, and let's create default so it comes with some lighting things like this. Hit Save, go to your Maps folder, and I'm going to call this Resident Evil Level. And like always, first things first, let's get a post-process in there. Is there already one? No, there's not. Post-process volume. Set it to unbound. And fix the exposure to be 1 and 1. Alright. We also want to go to the world settings and select our game mode override to our L1 game mode so that it uses our character and our HUD and our controller and all that. So when we hit play now, we are playing as our normal character. Sorry for the noise outside, if that's audible. Not sure if that's going away anytime soon. Okay, so I'm going to construct a small level just really quick. Nothing like the last one, but just going to make a quick U shape here, as if it's some kind of corridor. Alright, so that'll be good enough for me. We just got a quick corridor, just like this, to test out a few different angles. Now, since this is from a different perspective where we will actually end up seeing our mesh, we need a mesh for our character, otherwise they'll be completely invisible. So go to L1 character, viewport, and we have this mesh that's inherited, so it's already there. And let's just add a capsule. Oh, we can't add a capsule because this is a skeletal mesh. So instead of this mesh, we're going to add a component of static mesh. And right here, we will get a capsule. Let's see. I don't like either of those, but you use what you can. So let's bring this down and then scale it up, and then I guess widen it a bit. All right, that's good enough. And we just want to make sure the camera, our first person camera, can't see this mesh. So click on the mesh, we go to owner, and we check owner no see. So now the camera will not render the capsule, just this camera. All right, so let's go to actors, and essentially what we need to do is it's just going to be trigger boxes linked to cameras, and when you enter the trigger box, it switches to that camera, and then the camera follows you. So let's go to blueprint, actors, and I'm just going to create a new folder called RE for Resident Evil, and I'm going to make a new actor, so blueprint class, actor, and I'm going to call it BP RE camera. Open it up. We will add a camera, and then in the graph on our tick here, we just need to make it always look at the character. And luckily, Unreal Engine has a node built in for that, so we don't have to do all the math. And it's called find look at rotation. And we have the start, which is our camera's position. So we can just get actor location. It's wrong node. Get actor location. Just because the camera is in the center. And the target can be our get player character, and then just get actor location. And that is the target. And then we'll just get the camera, set world rotation, and the find look at rotation will be our new rotation. We need another actor, blueprint class actor, and this will be called BP RE trigger box. These will be the boxes that go with the cameras. So we just have to add a box collision, make a variable for the extent, so we'll call it box extent. This is just essentially the size of the box. It'll be a vector, and we want it editable, so we can edit it in here. And then in the construction script, we will just get the box, set extent, and the extent will be our box extent right here. And we can make the default box extent 32 by 32 by 32. And since this is in the construction script, we can change it in real time. We're changing this variable right here, and it is updating the box extent. Let's add another variable called BP RE camera, and this is of type BP RE camera, as you might have guessed. And let's select the box, get a begin overlap node right here. On the other actor, what we want to check is overlapping is our character. We will cast to L1 character. So only if our character overlaps it. We will get the player controller, and we just need to transfer our character's view to the camera's view. So we'll get player controller, we'll use a node called set view target with blend. So the new view target will be the RE camera. Blend time is nice because we can change it from 0 to an actual blend time, so it'll interpolate from our camera to the other camera. And once we get this set up, I'll actually show you an example of that. But if you want it to work like the actual RE system, you'd leave this at 0, so it just snaps from one to the other in a single frame. All right, so let's add. Oh, before we continue, make sure RE camera is editable. We need to be able to reference it. And so let's, in the world, let's add a trigger box. Go to details, and we can up the extent. Something like this. Okay, so when we overlap this, we need a camera for the to follow the player. So just drag one out into the world, set it up where you'd like. I'm going to put it in the corner here. Maybe like this, and then up here, and then I will angle this down about 20 degrees. Okay. Now we take the box and we want to say, okay, what camera will this box reference? So when you enter this box, what camera will we use? Right now we only have one option, so it'll be this one. So you can take the eyedropper tool with the box selected, where it says BP RE camera, and choose the camera you want. Now it says BP RE camera. You could also do the drop down because there's only one in the world right now. But let's actually create like 2 more for now. So let me select the box. I'm gonna pull it over here. This one I think, oops, I will make wider to cover up this whole section. And we will add in another camera. I think I'll put this one right here, for example. Rotate it down 20 degrees. See how that looks. And then lastly, we'll add a third box right here. and we'll have some kind of fancy hero shot with the camera on the ground looking up at us. So let's take the second box, and we're like, okay, what camera do we want to use? Right now, since we duplicated it, it's still using this camera, so we gotta change it to this one. And for this box, we want to use this camera. All right, so let's go ahead and test that out. So we have our first box straight ahead from us, and when we overlap, it should use the camera in the upper right over there, both of which we can't see, but hopefully it should work when we cross the box, which it does. And now when we move, we have our camera following us when we play. And when we go to this one, it should switch. All right, it's looking good, looking good. And this one, we have our hero shot. Perfect. Actually, not quite perfect, because there's a few things that aren't great, such as the camera shakes. They don't look that great on these kind of cameras when they should look a lot smoother. And it is actually pretty hard to walk around, which you can't see, but it's still having us walk around based on our player right here's rotation. So when I hit the down button, I feel like the character should walk towards the camera because that's what feels natural, but it'll actually walk that way. So it gets kind of confusing, so we got to fix that. So a little trick we're going to use to do that is inside the trigger box. Once we overlap, we're going to get the player controller again. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. And we are going to set the control rotation to our BP Resident Evil camera. So we'll get the rotation from that. Get actor rotation. We're going to break it because we only want the Z value. And we'll make a rotator from there. And we're just taking the Z value from that actor rotation. So now when we play, when we enter a box, it should switch. So now when I hold down the buttons that feel like they should bring me towards the camera, they actually do. Same should happen when we switch. Yeah, that feels natural. All right, and lastly, if you were to just want to remove the camera shakes, then I would just go to the event graph, find our movement, and I would just remove the head bob functions right here, and then it would be just as simple as that. So no more camera shakes, smooth movements. Now, of course, that's just the base of it. You know, if you want to continue with this type of movement, you could remove the HUD, etc. I just wanted to make a quick, fun episode on the Resident Evil cameras. By the next episode, I'm going to put these head bobs back in. I'm going to actually remove this capsule, even though it doesn't matter too much in the long run, because I'm not going to be coming back to this. Just to set everything back to normal. Just wanted to make a quick episode on that, just for fun. So let's go to maps, and I'm going to go back to horror level, and we can get back to our actual game here. All right, I will catch you in the next episode.